So welcome everybody. Really glad you chose us to spend your lunchtime with today. So one of the people joining us is the entire Roanoke County ITRT team. What? That's so cool. I love that. I don't know that you have your screen on, but I'm imagining in a room full of anxiously awaited learners.
No pressure.
Really cool. Let me see. Oh my
video.
No, we're doing fine. Everybody's coming in. It's looking good. All right, so just checking. Yeah, I've got it. Just trying to make sure that the three of us that needed to be hosts were hosts, just in case something crazy went going on, but it looks good. Guys, just as we're getting people, we got a couple minutes. If this is your first session with VSTE, we are so grateful that you took the time to be with us. We are asking for some base protocols that if you would like to ask a question, you can raise your hand. We really ask that you put most of your questions into chat. Both Rod, Rachel, and I will be kind of watching that and answering as we can, but we definitely look like we're going to have time at the end of the session to answer those questions for you. But if you want to just put it in there while you're thinking about it, that makes sense to us, and we'll be glad to help you at the end. All right, it's 11:59. Is it weird that I just absolutely love to admit people? I just love to like add more people to the group. I really think my should have been a Walmart greeter back when those happened. You're just like bringing people in, bringing them in. Come on, let's hang out.
I think you must be missing collecting the lunch tickets from the conference. Is that
Steve, I do. You got to see everybody, or just hanging out at registration, right? Like this is in essence the virtual registration. I love it. All right. Well, it is noon. Dun, 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 dun.
Can you hear my clock?
I did hear your clock. That's so cool. So Rachel Hall, give us a wave, Rachel, is here from us. She's an ITRT from Northumberland. She is going to be presenting for us today Canvas Studio quizzes. Setting the foundation for future mastery. So we're so grateful to learn from you today. I am Heather Causey. I am your host. And then we also have with us, amazingly, the VSTE Board of Directors Chairman, Rod Carnell. So everybody behave, okay? I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Rachel. Have at it.
Are you going to stop sharing your screen?
I am. Sorry, I was so excited. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do? I am going to hit record.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, I got so excited that I didn't do that earlier. So guys, give me 2 seconds to make sure that I do that. It is recording. Here we go.
Oh, well, let's see what I got to do today. Let's check my chain site. And that's a good idea, meet the presenter. Seems a little slow, doesn't it? My name is Rachel Hall. I am the ITRT at Northumberland County Public 10 years at Kansas, Virginia.
And Emporia State University is where I got my master's. Prior to teaching,
Oh, I forgot this was a quiz. Wichita State. She's from Virginia.
I
Whoops.
spent 10 years in the Air National Guard, stationed in Mississippi, Washington State.
Wow, Air Force.
I grew up as a military brat. My father
Well,
was
that
a
explains.
Air Force Chief Master Sergeant. I am married and I have 3 children. My daughter is in Texas as a nurse.
3
My son
kids.
is a middle school teacher in Colorado, and my youngest son is a senior at the University
You
of
do
Michigan.
not look old enough to have 3 kids that old. Oh. Good thing I said, let's see. She has 3 children. False.
I look at my best pup ever, and kayak and paddleboard and fish and ride my motorcycle.
That's amazing how old he. Oh, Guppies, how old? 16. That's an old pup.
I am a level 1 Google educator.
Nice.
I'm also certified in Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Word, and Excel. I'm a member of the Unison
Whoa.
team, whose mission is to support all educators in need.
Well, that's nice. All educators. Oh. Unison EDU support all teachers in need. That still means the same as all educators.
I hope you stick around for the rest of the session. Mine is called Canvas Studio Quizzes, setting the foundation for future mastery. Enjoy the VSTE conference.
I think I will. Thank you. Well, let's see. I'm going to submit that quiz. How'd I do? Few results. That's nice that it's auto-generated. Took me 2 minutes. That wasn't very long. Here I was complaining. Oh, I only got a 75%. Oh, that's because she's in Virginia, but she's took Emporia State University, so, oh well. I guess I could go back and get a better grade, but I'll do that later.
Now that was a student taking a quiz. What you'll see next is what the teacher sees after the students take a quiz.
All right, I thought I'd show you what it looks like from my view, from the teacher view. If we go to quiz results, we have item analysis, which is the high score, the low score, the mean score, standard deviation, and what the mean elapsed time is for the student. If you scroll down, here's the item analysis. This would be great if you're doing a review and you need to find out what you need to work a little bit harder on, perhaps, or what you can move along from. All right. Then you can click on item analysis and you can see the student results. You can see, well, Miss Jill Murray, she took it 3 times, and that's okay. Her last time, she got 100%. And then I was able to do it 100%. Then we had a couple students practice it. This one, he 75, then he got 0. It took him 20 minutes, so I think he fell asleep. And then another student, same thing, didn't get above 75%. So you just want to get in and take a look at what is it that they need help with. So that's it on quiz results.
So why use Studio? Well, there are teachers who like PowerPoint. And if if you like PowerPoints, this tool is for you. While you go over your PowerPoints, you can do that in Studio by itself. And then you can upload it as a quiz and have random spots to ask questions. And this really, really helps students stay engaged and pay attention. You can use it for review and remediation or practice. The quizzes are made so that it's a multiple choice, true, false, and multiple answers. It can be set so the students have no idea where those questions are. So if they even fast forward, they will miss a question, but at the end it will prompt them, are you sure you want to submit this quiz without some of the questions asked or answered? And they can go back and look at it if they want to. Because of that, it makes them more engaged. They pay attention as to when those questions pop up. And for teachers, it is self-grading. What more do we want? If you're a history teacher and you like to pull in a lot of history clips, it's a great tool for that. How about how-tos? Those who use demonstration. You can demonstrate art and ROTC, PE, math. It's a great tool for anything that needs to be demonstrated. Hope you find lots and lots of use for this tool. Okay, before my lighting goes away, I am going to attempt to make a quiz. You go to your studio and then choose the video that you want. I have one right here. Don't click on the video, click on these three little dots and add the quiz. I'm going to make this a practice quiz. Right here is where you hide the markers so that the students can't see it. And then you just start playing the video. Once you play the video, these little dots here, I'll get rid of this. This little plus sign is where you would add the quiz. So I'm going to play. I apologize if it gets a little bit loud. I'm trying not to make it go loud, but. Okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to say true or false. Because this is on kites, I'm going to say this is true. You give it the answer, and then you push save. And then play. This is just something silly that was put in here. Then you probably put in multiple answer. What materials do we need? And I wasn't really paying attention, so I know we need paper, scissors, let's put another answer. Another answer that might not be right. How about, well, this is, I believe it needs string. It helps to pay attention. How about water? So I gave it all the answers that are correct, and I'll push save. So instead of going all the way through this, you can see right here and right here. So we're going to pretend like we've made this quiz all the way through. And we click done. Now I have a quiz that has 2 questions. Here's one and here's one. And you know what it is, but I can go ahead and practice it. And it stops and pauses. And you saw the other quiz from when the student did it, but that's how you make a quiz, all right? All right, we're gonna do the first video by just embedding a Canvas Studio video quiz. When you do it this way, it will not post to the gradebook. It can be included on assignments, discussions, and pages, anywhere the rich content editor is available. So here's my module. Everybody knows how to add an assignment. It's a new one. I'm going to call it Practice Quiz. And it's added right there at the bottom. So when you click on it, you're going to edit. You want to go to the studio. Now, if you don't have the studio, you want to go to the more external tools, but we have our updated rich content editor. So that's the way I'm going to show you. So here you go. Open the new studio in rich content. Now my video quiz, if you had a whole bunch of them, you could use the search key, but I just have a couple. This is the one I made earlier. Select. You want to get the video quiz, and I've made a couple of them, a couple like the ones that I made here. So I'm gonna add this one. Make sure you select embed. Now that it's ready, so then you just save or save and publish. If you're ready to use it, save and publish. If not, just save. And now you can see that my practice quiz is ready when I'm ready. All right, now how do I assign a studio quiz in Canvas and have the grades go to the Canvas gradebook? Well, you go create, very similar to the last one, but you're going to click new assignment. I'm going to call it practice. As you can see, I've already done it. Oops. Add item. Then I'm going to edit. I'm I'm just going to skip down here. I'm going to say it's 100 points. You can add however many points you want. The assignment group is probably, you probably have some down here, but I don't. So I'm going to leave it alone. Points. The submission type is the only thing that changes. It's going to be an external tool. And then you're going to grab it from Canvas Studio. I'm going to go with the kites again. Select. Video quiz embed. Click embed. And click select. You can allow however many times, unlimited or limited. If you click on limited, then you can tell it how many times you want them to be able to take the quiz. And your available dates. Save. Now if you go to the modules, you can see here's my gradebook, or here's my practice quiz, sorry. And I already have some students who have taken this one, so I'd like to show you that. When you go into it, you will see that some of your students have taken the test, or all of them. In this case, only 3. And you can, no student submission here, no student submission, but this one happens to have 100. This is student sample. Student do not delete, got a 50%, and didn't take it. There's the test student. I don't know why the test student got a 0. I thought the test student got a different, but it's a test student. And sometimes I don't believe those go in. If I go back to the quiz, you can see the same results. %, 25, 100, get a 50%. That was the test student. And if you go to grades, you can see the grades are reflected as well.
I know this video is short, especially compared to what we do at VSTE. I would have done a little bit, and then you would have done a little bit, and then it would have filled up our whole hour and lots of questions. But by watching this video, I hope you were able to create a Canvas video quiz yourself, assign that video quiz whether you want it to go in your gradebook or you want it to stay outside the gradebook just for information, and then use those built-in analytics features to inform instructional decisions. I encourage everyone who has access to the studio feature to use it to help jazz up your Canvas experience for your students. Now, if you want your own copy, just click on that little link there, the tiny URL, and you'll have a slide deck of what I used to create this video. Have a great rest of your conference.
I had to put in the rest of that sound. Wow, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the chat.
Yeah, there's a couple of questions here. One from Allison about the studio quiz and preventing kids from jumping around without watching the video. Is there a means to keep them from advancing and not just skip to the end?
I don't think there is. What we've noticed is we can tell when the kids have done it in the back and on our end, and then we can go back and ask the student to retake. If you have that so that they can see where the questions are, they will skip right to the questions. Skip right to the questions. So we always just encourage to make sure that the questions aren't available, that you can't see them, and then they have to watch it if they want a good grade.
So I guess you can prompt and encourage students to, be true to the intent of watching the video. And then you can tell whether or not and you also mentioned in the video the amount of time that was spent. So you can kind of tell if
yes,
they completed that task. And
I forgot to show the analytics on that part. There, when you go to analytics, I showed it real quick that we could see it. But if you click on each student, you can see how much time they spent, where they spent the most time. And that will help with that as well.
Great. And another question she had was about when you were showing that, could you make multiple quizzes from the same video?
Yes. If you saw the one that I was making the practice of, I had like 4 different quizzes on that one. So you could make it so that it, depending on the student level, if you have a higher level math class, lower level, or just all the different things that I discussed that you could do with this thing.
Okay, looking down through a couple other comments, but not, if there are any other questions, please put those in the chat, or if there's something that you think would be easier to just ask, if you can raise your hand, I can open up the microphone.
I see something on iPads. I don't have any experience with iPads because we're not allowed to use them in our district.
So if there's anybody else out there with knowledge around the iPads, glad you scrolled up to see that one. I knew there was one more, but I lost track of that one. But that's, creating the content. I know there is an app for the Canvas environment for students and for teachers, but I'm not sure about all that's available and you're able to do in Studio.
I do know that having Studio, it's going to be an add-on this year. We're using the Virtual Virginia. We're going through them to get our Canvas Studio, and they attached the Studio to ours. I'm worried that when they take it away from us that we're going to have to pay. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure that we'll figure out a way to pay for that because it's really a good tool.
Yeah, and I think utilizing that tool and making good use of it and putting it out there in front so that there is a showing that it would be a good return on investment is a wise thing. So, and some might have the same apprehension that, okay, so what happens when this all changes, with the availability of the tools, but so we're hoping that all gets worked out for us and that those tools will be available, but that's a whole other topic for another time.
That's right.
There are other Canvas sessions if you wanted to explore the questions around the iPad and things. So we encourage you to attend those, and I will explore that and maybe get back to Rachel and we can put something out to the folks that have through Sketch that have attended this session.
Now, I don't know.
The Let's Chat.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Rachel.
Oh, I was going to copy and paste the exit ticket. If you go back to my schedule, you have a copy of the of both the exit tickets and everything, and the exit. Oh, you already did it, Rod. Wow, you're fast. The top one is the slide deck that I used in order to make this video. And then the second one is actually at the end of that, but it's just the quick exit ticket, just to give me thumbs up or needs work or whatever. I hope you liked at least the music on it.
So guys, we have about 3 minutes left. Can anybody think of questions while we have our expert here with us that we can ask her?
There was just another one that came into the chat. When you talk about preventing students from seeing the questions, is that a setting that you put into place during creation?
Yes, I showed it somewhere when I first created the first video, I showed there's a little toggle switch. If you don't toggle it, then the students will be able to see it. How about my dog? Wasn't he great? 16 years old and going.
Well, thank you, Rachel, for sharing what you've done with Studio and the quizzes and putting that all together. We appreciate you presenting and sharing that information. The exit ticket link was there. There's also some feedback in Sketch and then how to get in touch with Rachel. And I know that you're very active on social media, so stay in touch with her. If you explore some of these ideas and come up with some tips and tricks, share those please with the audience, with everybody. And thank you for attending today.
One last comment is if you're a Discord user, there will be a place where you can continue the conversation about this topic. I am putting the link to that in our chat as well. Just for those of you interested in this, if you want to continue that conversation, there's a place for you to continue talking. We appreciate you guys all coming. Hope you learned something and hope to see you at the next session.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording.
Yay!